Hey everybody, it's Larry Luna with Team Luna Homes, powered by Success Lending and brokered by eXp Realty. And you're gonna have to forgive me. This is going to be a take two. The original video that I had sent out prior to posting on social media, thank goodness, had the wrong share screen. So I wanted to make sure that I share the correct screens, because it's really important to really get a visual of exactly what we're talking about. And this can really make a huge difference if you fit the scenario. So I wanted to really make sure that you were able to see that. So bear with me. This is all as a result of most of the questions, and a lot of questions that I had actually received about my video from a few weeks ago in early May about cash out refinancing loans using today's higher interest rates. And a short visual explanation has created some real interest. So I thought I would go over it one more time and share screen, the correct screen, so you can actually see and weigh the benefits to see if this would be something that would be benefiting to you. Now, what is your current interest rate that you're paying on your mortgage? Well, if it's a low rate, say in the 2s or 3s or 1s, if you're really lucky, then you have a fantastic interest rate. But what if you have other debts? You might think your interest rate is low, but when you average out the rates on your debt overall, it may be significantly higher. Now, when you take into consideration credit cards, your car loans, personal loans, HELOCs, and others have all seen their interest rates drastically increase as the results of the Fed's raising short-term interest rates. Now, the good news is that you probably have a lot of equity in your home that can be used to consolidate all that debt. And while your new mortgage rate might be higher, your blended rate may actually decline. Now, remember this famous quote from Albert Einstein: compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. And here's what I wanted to share with you, the correct screen to share with you to go over some of this information. Now, what we're going to talk about is the current value of a particular scenario on this home is $659,000. They've got a balance of about $363,000 and some change left. They bought it about a year and a half ago. That gives them about $295,000, almost $296,000 in equity. And their current rate is at 3.75. The proposed portion here is taking that same value, increasing the loan amount by cashing out, which lowers their equity because they're taking some of that equity out of the property, and they're going to use that higher interest rate. Now, overall, what they're doing here is currently what they're paying is their current principal and interest, their taxes and insurance, plus the current debt that they're making payments on as of right now. You add that all together, that's about $4,764 in this particular scenario. Now, when you eliminate that additional debt and those liabilities, even with the higher balance and the higher interest rate, the net payment for all of your debt and payments you spend every month was about a little over $1,000 less with the consolidation. So that being said, the first question or the first response I get is, well, I mean, I've got a great rate. I'm able to make the payments. Why do the cash out refi? Well, let me show you the benefit of still taking out that cash out refi and taking the savings and directly applying it to your principal balance. If you took the savings of $1,058 and applied it to your monthly payment in addition to your monthly mortgage and applied it specifically only to principal, you would shorten your term down to 14 years and 9 months left. That would increase your net worth roughly about $222,488 from eliminating the debt that you're paying, but taking the savings of it and applying it towards your principal. Now, how is that? Well, let's see them side by side so you can kind of see what we're talking about here. So if you take the current balance, which is $363,799. They bought it a year and a half ago, so they got a little over 28 and a half months left to go. That's about 341 payments they're going to make. Here's the amortization that they gain after making their payments after 5 years, 10 years, and 14 years. But after 14 years, 9 months, they're going to have a balance of $222,488. Now, let's take that proposal scenario, do the cash out refinance, take the savings, and pay the addition into the principal balance. Your loan amount with a cash out is $422,799. You're going to pay that for 14 years and 9 months. which means your payments are going to be much less than what you currently have. You're only going to have 177 payments left over because your balance is going to be paid off in 14 years, which means the amortization that you're gaining in 5 to 10 to 14 years is considerably more than what you're currently paying. And more importantly, keep this in mind, right? After 14 years, 9 months, you still have a balance of $222,000. After 14 years and 9 months, taking the additional $1,058 and applying it towards principal, your balance is zero. That's a net worth savings of $222,488 that's in your pocket that you get to use however you see fit. So visually seeing these side by sides, you can see the benefit. Now, keep in mind, these are not always going to be the same for everybody. It depends on your debt, it depends on that credit score, and it depends on the interest rate that you're eventually going to have. But it's something to definitely take a look at and consider. And if you'd like to take a look and see what it can be done under your current financial credit and financial position, let's connect. Let's see what we can do and see if this makes sense for you. All right. Thanks for taking the time and hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.